Hello, my name's Almonaghan and today I'd like to show you a technique where we can work quite powerfully but simply on your limiting beliefs. And that's going to be using a technique called the temporal tapping. So literally it's tapping along the temples of both sides, the left and the right side. And what we're going to be focusing on today is the feeling of, or the belief of, I'm not good enough. Because we can all relate to that one, because even though some of us are feeling actually better and good enough through doing tapping and various other self-help techniques like meditation and just thinking different thoughts and checking in on our environment and people that are in our environment. But some of us are still feeling a little bit not worthy and just not good enough, basically, and that sort of filters into a lot of areas of their lives. So let's see if we can help with that. Hello, my name's Almonaghan, and today we're going to do some tapping to relieve anxiety and the feelings that can cause. So anxiety can manifest in many different ways, and for a lot of people, when they feel very anxious, they feel panicky too, and they feel out of control, and they feel like there's something wrong with them, and maybe sweaty palms and racing heart and just an overwhelming feeling of not being able to cope. This is becoming very popular, if you like, for want of another word, and I think that's to do with many things, but one of the reasons why I think a lot of people suffer from anxiety now is an overwhelm in their life. That might be to do with what they have to do throughout the day. It might be just feeling like they've got to keep up with everybody else, especially with technology these days, and just a feeling of not being right and something being wrong. So let's start doing some tapping together to try and relieve this anxiety. I'm going to show you at the end a very quick tap as well that can help for immediate anxiety, but right now we're going to do a full round of tapping. So I encourage you to try and do this at least twice a day and start to get into the habit of acknowledging your anxiety and understanding that you actually have more control than you realise to actually relieve that anxiety and change the patterns that have been formed. Okay, so you can either repeat my words or you can just listen to them. Sometimes it's quite effective to repeat the words. Just see how you go and just tap along with me. Okay, so we're going to start with tapping the karate chop point. This is this point here, and repeating my words and feeling that anxiety. You know where it is. Often it can be in the chest, it can be in the stomach. So tapping the side of the hand. Okay, so even though I feel anxious and I feel it in my body, I love and accept myself anyway. So even though I have all this anxiety and I don't know why, it seems to get worse. It seems to really be affecting my life. And I'd like to change this so that I feel more peace and calm instead. I love and accept and honour where I'm at, even though I have this anxiety. And I feel it in my body. Now straight to the top of the head. I'm tapping gently about 7 times. All this anxiety. Just focus on where it is. And the eyebrow point. All this anxiety. The side of the eye. All this anxiety in my body. I don't like this feeling. It makes me feel panicky. Under the eye. All this panic in my body. There's something wrong with me. Under the nose. This belief there's something wrong with me. Under the chin. Or on the chin. All this anxiety in my body, and really feel it. Maybe you're feeling tightness in your chest. Maybe your heart palpitating. Maybe your hands are sweating. Acknowledge where it is in your body. Tapping the collarbone. I often use 2 hands for tapping the collarbone, just find it's more effective sometimes. All this anxiety in my body. Another point to tap is the thymus, which is a really nice point to tap if you're very stressed and you just need a quick tap, which is what I was saying at the beginning. I'll show it you now. All this anxiety and letting it go. Another big breath in again. Releasing and letting go all this anxiety. And tapping the ribs if you can. All this anxiety in my body. caused by my thoughts and my worries about what I've got to do, this overwhelm, can't keep up in life. Tapping the top of the head, all this anxiety, it might be very real for you in your heart, in your chest, your hands, your stomach. Focus where it is. I'm releasing all this anxiety. I deserve to feel peace instead. I'm more powerful than I realise. If I can create this anxiety, surely I'm powerful enough to release it. I acknowledge and release this anxiety. I'm not judging it. I'm accepting it for what it is. All this anxiety. And breathe in. Let it go. One more round of tapping. I choose peace instead. Choose to feel calm and at peace instead. Think of a colour that represents peace for you and breathe it into your heart space. And let out the darkness and any discomfort. I choose peace instead. I love and accept where I'm at. Choose to feel calm instead. Breathing in, letting it go. Calm and confidence. I'm safe and I'm secure. Feeling your feet on the ground. I'm calm and I'm confident now. And I did this. I did it to me. I acknowledge myself for taking action, for relieving this anxiety. Big breath in. Let it go. Good. And just acknowledging to yourself that you've actually taken action, that you're doing this tap along to help yourself. I encourage you, as I said, to do this at least twice a day. This will help you to feel less anxious. If you do it every day for a week, you'll notice even more calmness within yourself. You'll be sleeping better. You'll be able to make better decisions in your life. You'll have more clarity in your mind. You'll have more space to function better. So the quick tap I was talking about, when you're feeling incredibly anxious and you don't want to do the setup, it's not always necessary. You can simply go straight for the collarbone and just saying these words, I feel really, really anxious, but I choose to be calm instead, and just alternate. And then you'll be just saying, but I feel terribly anxious and I feel it in my heart or my chest. And breathe in and let it go and just say, I choose calm instead. Or you can do it on this thymus point, whichever one feels good for you. Go straight for that point. I often find that's very calming for me, especially if I alternate the anxiety words or the fear words with the calm. Okay, that's it from me today. Thank you for tapping with me. And if you'd like to know any more about my coaching, my retreats, which are beginning in June, or my workshops or tapping group, then you can contact me on my webpage, EFTtherapist.com, where you can take advantage of my free 15-minute Skype consultation, and you can see the details below for my Skype contact details. Thank you again, and I look forward to tapping with you again in the future. Goodbye. I encourage you to try this twice a day, but you can actually do it fairly quickly at any time of the day. So here we go. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using our left hand on the left temple. So I encourage you also to just tap along with me, and you can either say my words out loud or just listen to them. Sometimes it's quite good to say it out loud because it just gives more emphasis and more power. Alright, so let's first focus in on this feeling of not being good enough. And maybe think of a time in your life, maybe recently or in the past, when you really didn't feel good enough. You may be comparing yourself to somebody else, you're beating yourself up because you think you've done something wrong. Something's happened in your life, in your relationship, maybe at work, or there's just this general uneasiness of like, I'm just not worthy and I don't deserve anything really great in my life. So I'd like you to focus in on that feeling and perhaps just give it a little rating out of 10, 10 being a very strong feeling of not being good enough and 0 obviously being I'm fantastic, I have no issues. Okay, so let's begin. So focusing on that feeling of I'm not good enough. And let's begin tapping. So starting with the left hand. So I no longer believe that I'm not good enough. I no longer believe that I'm not good enough. You no longer believe that you're not good enough. You no longer believe that you're not good enough. We no longer believe that you're not good enough. We no longer believe that you're not good enough. She or he no longer believes that she's not good enough. She no longer believes that she's not good enough. And now say your name, and I'll say mine quietly, say yours out loud. Okay, Alison no longer believes that she's not good enough. Alison no longer believes that she's not good enough. Now stop, hands on your lap, take a big breath in. Let it go. Good. And now with the right hand, we're going to tap on the right temple and we're going to put in more of a positive. Okay, so beginning. I absolutely know that I am good enough, and tapping all right round to the ear. I absolutely know that I am good enough. And again, you absolutely know that you are good enough. Again, you absolutely know that you are good enough. Okay, we absolutely know that you are good enough. We absolutely know that you are good enough. She or he, she absolutely knows that she is good enough. She absolutely knows that she is good enough. And now finishing off with your name. Alison absolutely knows that she is good enough. Alison absolutely knows that she is good enough. Stop tapping, big breath in, let it go. Just check in with how you're feeling. It basically is working with the left and the right side of the brain, and we're kind of scrambling up patterns that you've formed from past events, past experiences, and working with the neurological pathways. So it's a really powerful tool and very effective for lots of areas of your life. If something's coming up for you and you're feeling a bit anxious, it's worth doing a quick tap like this, but you can apply it to any belief that you have. So thank you for listening with me today and tapping with me. And I invite you to please write comments below if you have any feedback. It's always helpful, and it's also encouraging for others when they read the feedback. So I'm Alison Monaghan, and I offer coaching, private coaching, where we can go deeper. So if you're interested in that, you can contact me at the details below, or you can take advantage of my free 15-minute Skype consultation where we can achieve or work out what we can achieve together. So we can establish what's going on for you and how I may be able to help you. I also run certified EFT workshops in Sydney, and I've got ones coming up in May and October next year, 2014. So if you're interested in any of those, then do contact me, and I'd love to meet you or speak with you. And as I said, try this tap along a couple of times a day and see what happens. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.